explosive second-year man in charge, Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls, go up against the Atlanta Hawks and their explosive shot blocker, Jay Smooth, Josh Smith. Bulls, Hawks, up next.
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Chicago Bulls. It's the NBA here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Rose and Dang on the floor. Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah, they're inside. And Brewer. And for the Hawks, Smith and Horford at the 4 and the 5. Bibby and Johnson in the backcourt. And Williams. Definitely for the Hawks, Clark, they were one of the best offensive teams in the NBA last season. Not because they shot especially well, but because they got more shots than their opponents.
Quantity over quality was the approach for the Hawks. That extra volume, if you can overwhelm your opponent by rebounding on the offensive end, that can give you an advantage.
Now here's Rose. Noah kicks to Brewer. Pass to Rose. Stolen away.
The lob was a little misjudged, and he couldn't get control of it.
Now let's check in with the third member of our crew, Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Jamal Crawford had the league's longest stretch of games played without a playoff appearance. He'd never made the playoffs prior to last season. Crawford said, "The thing that bothered me most about it was I actually hadn't experienced the big games in front of the crowd like that. I just think on that stage, I'm at my best." Well, he actually struggled in the playoffs last season, but practice makes perfect. Guys?
That's right, Doris. Thanks. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Josh Smith. Carlos Boozer, Clark, 6'9", about 260, 270 out of Duke. A big body, and he knows how to throw his weight around inside.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? He's been a dominant rebounder and scorer inside for the better part of a decade now. 5th in rebounding last season at over 11 a game. Over 56% shooting from the field, which was 6th best. He's simply a beast.
Bibby against Rose. Here's Johnson. It's good. The assist this time from Bibby. Johnson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Bibby against Rose. The shot is off, so the Hawks will take it the other way. Here's Horford. It's good. The assist this time from Bibby.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
Here's Rose. Goes up, nails it from close range. Rose has got his first basket of the night.
Great awareness makes him a dangerous threat every time down the floor.
Rose gets called for the reach. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Horford, working on Noah. Johnson kicks to Bibby. Horford. And here is Johnson. Over Brewer. The shot by Johnson, no good.
Great defense there. Challenged the path of the shooter, which caused the miss.
Fires from the high post. Rose can't hit. The Hawks with a quick start to this game. Outside Williams. Knocks it loose.
He got too casual with the ball there, and it led to a steal.
Let's catch up, and he flushes it through. Sprite Slam Cam with the replay.
Great D leads to easy offense.
Here's Johnson. Under 4 minutes left in the first. Bibby against Rose. Back to Johnson for 3.
A little different look here. Straight man-to-man defense.
And Johnson missing again. Walks it up and finished off by Noah.
That's a nice finish in transition, partner. That's exactly how you run the break.
Here's Johnson. Now Bibby. Back to Johnson. It's good. The assist this time from Bibby. Johnson's got 5 now. Chicago trailing here. Here's Rose. And oh, that was close. He draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. It's on Mike Bibby. Derrick Rose battled some injuries last season, a badly sprained ankle, then a sprained wrist.
And despite those injuries, he still made significant improvements in his sophomore campaign, Kevin.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Hawks. The Bulls also changing it up. Thomas comes in for Joakim Noah. And it's Watson in for Ronnie Brewer. Crawford outside. Launches it. And Luol Deng pulls it down. And, of course, Derrick Rose, a first-time All-Star last season.
Yeah, he really was excited to be an All-Star and deserved to be one. The way he led that team, he performed consistently and showed that he's a guy that will be an All-Star at that position for a long time.
Lets loose for 3, and that one's good. Rose has got 8 points.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
You know, for these Bulls last season, Clark, they had some drama in the locker room, maybe people not seeing eye to eye in the front office and on the coaching staff.
Yeah, they certainly did. I would call it front office friction.
Yeah.
But yet, despite that, Kevin, good young talent. So whoever steps into that situation has something to work with.
Here's Crawford. Outside Williams. Back to Crawford. He dishes it. Here's Johnson. And Johnson missing again. Getting back to what you were talking about, despite all the front office turmoil with Derrick Rose at the helm, the future does look bright for this Chicago team.
Well, not only Rose, I mean, you talk about Joakim Noah, you look at Luol Deng, he's in his prime, Taj Gibson, an impressive first-year player, so the Bulls have an awful lot of material to work with.
Here's Williams, following the score by Derrick Rose. Johnson outside. From downtown. Another miss by Johnson.
Well, he's had a tough time shooting the ball today. His percentage has been way down compared to what he normally does. I think that's a big reason that they're down.
Here's Crawford. Not on the scoreboard yet. And Rose picks him up defensively. With the teardrop, hacked on the way up, and he'll get 2 shots at the line. And there's the call. Chicago the foul. Jamal Crawford, the 6th man of the year last season. A nice piece of hardware for him in what was a spectacular year.
Yeah, he had perhaps the best season of his career. He improved his shooting percentages, and that was always a problem for him because his shot selection dragged it down. And then he also was on a playoff team for the first time.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Reese Evans is checked in for Smith, and Mike Bibby is subbed in for Joe Johnson. Making a switch here, the Bulls. Here's Noah. Working on Williams. Shoots. Another one falls for Chicago. And last season, also Crawford's first time playing in the postseason.
You know, until that point, Kevin, he had the longest streak in the league of games played without a playoff appearance for him. So nice to see that young man get some postseason action.
Here's Bibby. Crawford kicks to Horford. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Joakim Noah.
Looked like a good call from here where I sit. Definitely some contact on that shot.
The first one falls. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Noah.
Taking 2 shots.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
There's another example, Kevin, of how they're hustling to all the missed shots to get an edge in the rebounding area.
It's tipped. The Hawks trail by 5. Here's Bibby. Finish off the break. Bibby's got his first 2 points of the night. Here's Gibson. Takes it up. Connects from in close. Here is Bibby. 42 seconds left in the first quarter.
Nice anticipation right there to snatch that one.
Here's Watson. Another one falls for Chicago.
I thought that was a real good job to look for the shot they wanted and then be patient enough to wait for it.
Crawford with the ball. The dump off. Horford backing in. Fires from 14. Gibson gets the board inside.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
Again, Chicago.
They're really giving them all they can handle here. The defense is having a hard time keeping up.
Now Crawford. No good. First quarter over, and big numbers up on the board. The Bulls lead by 9.
They've gotten a big lift from their bench. That balanced scoring really bodes well for them.
And now the second quarter just about to begin. Here's Crawford. Something you notice when you watch the Hawks, Clark, they might be one of the best teams at switching on screens, which takes a lot of discipline, a lot of communication.
We've talked about the athleticism of the Hawks wings, and that makes it very conducive to switching defensively when you've got guys that are similar size and also move their feet well. So I thought the Hawks did a good job with their defensive schemes in getting up into people and taking advantage of that athleticism.
So with Johnson sitting on the bench, here's the group that Larry Drew has on the floor. Smith out there with Pachulia. Then there's Mike Bibby. Then it's Maurice Evans. It's stolen by Rose.
Things got jammed up near the rim, and that left a golden opportunity for the steal.
And really, Clark, that's how a lot of NBA offenses work, creating mismatches by using screens like you were saying.
Yeah, and if you can limit the mismatches by switching, you're much better defensively when you can take a team out of what it wants to do at the offensive end.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, as you know, Jamal Crawford had a big season last year with the Hawks, and Joe Johnson appreciated the help offensively. Johnson said, guys have to stay home with him, and they don't want to leave him, so it gives me more room to operate. It feels great to have another guy there to make the defense play honest and who can really score the basketball. It takes a ton of pressure off me. Nice tag team for the Hawks, gentlemen.
It is indeed. Thank you, Doris. Atlanta making some changes. Al Horford is checked in for Evans. Williams comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Johnson in for Mike Bibby. Luol Deng is checked in for Chicago. Watson comes in for Derrick Rose. The Hawks trail by 9. Into Smith. And there's the dunk.
He's getting the highlight reel player of the day for that one. Now that was a dunk.
He certainly put a little something extra into that slam.
Little added pizzazz.
Gibson. And again, Chicago. No good. Taj Gibson, one of the older rookies last season, Clark, but he certainly showed he was ready to contribute right away for the Bulls.
Yeah, he really, that's a nice get for them, Kevin. He was a late first-round pick. He's athletic. He can finish inside. He's got the nice mid-range jump shot, and he's a worker. They love, in Chicago, they really love this kid's work ethic.
Blocked. And it's the Hawks with the ball. Their biggest deficit of the game was 11 points. The shot by Smith buries the free throw line jumper. Smith's got his second basket of the night. Watson with it. Johnson's there. Here's Noah. And again, Chicago. No good. The Hawks trail by 5. Here's Williams on the mark from 16 feet out. Williams has got his first bucket in this one. Gibson with it, goes up against Pachulia. Can they get it? It bounces out of bounds after the shot.
He tried to sneak past, but didn't quite make it. Wasn't able to get it done. He's got to be a little more careful in that situation.
For the Hawks, Josh Powell is checked in for Horford. Evans comes in for Zaza Pachulia. And Mike Bibby is subbed in for Marvin Williams. Then for the Bulls, Carlos Boozer's checked in for Gibson. And Ronnie Brewer's subbed in for Luol Deng. Deflected. Here's Atlanta. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Smith, covered by Brewer. Smith kicks to Bibby. Over Noah. Here's Johnson. 5 points in the game. From deep.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all.
17 wins on the road with 24 losses for the Bulls this past season.
Yeah, and that's inverse of the home record, and they finished at 41-41 for 2 straight years, Kevin. That's about as middle of the pack as you can get.
Boozer against Smith. Here's Powell and smashed down.
A pretty finish right there, Kevin. Take it up and then throw that thing down.
He didn't have to make it special, just get the job done.
That's right. Keep it simple.
Here's Korver for 3. Can't get it to go. Now Atlanta takes it the other way.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
Here is Bibby. The 10-footer, and it's Smith missing.
One of the ways where they've shown a definite edge, Kevin, has come on the glass today.
Talk about that rebounding edge, Clark. That's definitely had an impact for them in this game.
Well, I think you open up your opportunities, Kevin, when you can stay strong in the paint area and control the boards. I mean, that's a critical element in winning basketball games, rebounding the ball.
Al Horford, he's checked in for Atlanta. Pachulia comes in for Josh Smith. Then for the Bulls, Kurt Thomas, he's checked in for Noah. Dang comes in for Kyle Korver. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for C.J. Watson. Horford against Thomas. Evans over Dang. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
The D left him enough space to sink it, but he couldn't get it done.
He's locked in. Rose, no good.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense, but sometimes they just don't fall.
Bibby against Rose. Bibby misses. The Bulls leading by 6. Outside Rose. Now here's Boozer. Goes up against Pachulia. Pulls the trigger. It's Boozer missing. Here's Atlanta. Their biggest deficit of the game was 11 points. They recover it. 27 seconds left in the second. Rose a screen on Bibby. Baseline jumper, and it's Rose. This time the assist by Brewer. Rose has got 14 points. And here we go with Joe Johnson. 5 points in the game. Shoots the 3. It takes a bad bounce and goes out of bounds.
Chicago.
Here is Rose. And that's not going to go. And the first half is now in the books.
What a game for Rose. He's got 14 points, then he's buried 1 3-pointer in the course of this game. Boy, he was locked in that whole half.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the HB Halftime Report. I'm your host, Damon Bruce. Chicago with the lead against Atlanta. Phenomenal work on the defensive glass. They're boxing out. They're hauling it in every time. We've seen Derrick Rose scoring effortlessly against the Hawks D. He's got 14 points and has added a couple assists in this one, too. And hanging tough, the Atlanta Hawks. Their three-point shooting hasn't showed up yet. They're bombing away, but haven't been able to hit the mark. Mike Bibby struggling a bit early on. He's trying to make the home run play, and all too often got caught striking out. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope to see you next time.
Now the second half about to begin in just a moment. Here's Bibby. Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah, they're inside. Derrick Rose and Ronnie Brewer in the backcourt. And Dang. Screen by Smith. Johnson kicks to Smith. Kept alive. Horford, no luck. The Bulls leading by 8. Rose dishes to Boozer. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Boozer's got his second bucket of the night. Some interesting stats start to pop up when you look at the Hawks. They played the 4th slowest paced in the league last year. That kind of surprises me with all their athleticism.
Me too, Kevin. I mean, you would think they would be much more committed to playing at a faster pace, especially since they've got so many guys that would seem to thrive in that kind of offense.
Here's Noah, and it's Johnson with the rebound. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And I love the unselfishness. It's a joy to watch.
Here's Rose. He's got 14. Back to the Hawks pace that we saw last year. Why switch to a slower offense then?
Well, I think part of it was it helped them maybe limit turnovers. Sometimes teams aren't capable of playing efficiently and fast. And overall, because they are a young team, maybe a slower pace kept the turnovers down.
But you'll take energy anytime you can get it, won't you?
Yeah, I think I would. Yes, sir.
What a game for Rose. He has 15 points, and there's a nice number in his assist column as well.
Here's Smith. Joakim Noah grabs the miss.
Their shooting woes continue here. 1 of 5, just 1 of 5, and I know they were hoping to get off to a faster start than that.
And he makes the basket, so one free throw coming up as he'll try to make it a 3-point play.
His second person. At the line.
The free throw drops for Rose. Atlanta calls timeout. Here's Bibby. About 4.5 minutes left in the third. Johnson outside. Goes up. It's blocked. And Rose picks him up defensively. Johnson gets the bucket.
His shooting so far has been a bit spotty, so hopefully that's a sign that he's back on track.
Here's Boozer. Smith with the defensive effort. And so here is Atlanta. Stripped it away. Throws it up. Turnover by the Bulls.
That was an ugly possession. They were out of sync completely, and the ball just sailed out of bounds.
C.J. Watson, he's checked in for the Bulls. Here is Bibby. And Rose picks him up defensively. Releases. Bibby with the bucket. Bibby's got his second basket of the night. The Bulls leading by 8. Rose up on top. Bibby covering. Here's Noah. Up high and down hard.
Does he make it look easy or what, partner? Trust me, that's not easy.
Oh, I know it. I think he could climb over the backboard if he wanted to. Smith kicks to Bibby. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Rose.
And that's his second turnover in this quarter alone.
Fires. Watson's shot is off. And it's the Hawks with the ball. It's a 10-point game. Outside Williams. Johnson outside. It bounces out of bounds after the shot. And making a change here, the Hawks. Crawford's checked in.
Jamal Crawford.
Here's Rose. He's got 18. Clark, the Bulls with 28 wins a year ago in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and Kevin, they went 24 and 28 the year before that, so progress is being made, but more improvement has to happen if you're going to be more than a perennial 8 seed.
Here is Rose. 2:24 left in the third quarter. He dumps it off. Boozer. The shot is off. Excellent defense there from Smith. So Clark, with the Bulls, what's missing for them? How do you get from a 7th or an 8th seed and move up a little bit?
Well, you've got to have an inside presence, Kevin. Boozer to pair up with Derrick Rose. Powerful presence inside.
Here's Williams. Off the inbound pass. The rebound by Noah. Williams against Rose. With authority.
He's put the team on his shoulders and really carried them offensively. An amazing performance by that man.
Here's Johnson. He's got 7. Crawford up top. He's covered by Watson. Smith with a screen on Rose. Crawford outside. Kept alive. Horford the pass to Smith. Here's Johnson. No good from 11 feet.
It's been a struggle. It's not happening right now. He needs to settle down a bit and let the offense come to him a little more. He's forcing things right now.
Watson's shot is good.
CJ Watson.
Here's Crawford. 119 left in the third. So Clark, here's another player snatched out of the D-League by the Warriors, C.J. Watson. He's a 4th-year player out of Tennessee.
And whatever team he's been on, Kevin, he's been a solid contributor. I mean, he's a good mid-range jump shooter. He does a nice job defensively as well. I mean, he was really a coveted player this past offseason, and I think he's got a place in the league for a while now.
Shooting for Atlanta.
Atlanta making some changes. Maurice Evans is checked in for Smith, and Mike Bibby is subbed in for Joe Johnson. Now the Bulls with it. 10-point lead. Here's Gibson. Got a piece of it. The Hawks turn it over, and it's the Hawks with the ball. They trailed by as many as 13 points. Crawford's shot is good.
Oh, what a great look to get it inside. That's the way to find him when he's ready to score.
The 3 from Korver. Scooped up. And that one's good. Boozer.
That's exactly the way you practice it. Hit the open man for the great look.
And it's the Hawks ball. Trailing by 10. Bibby kicks to Williams. Back to Bibby. Pass to Horford. Leads him with the pass.
That was a terrific throwdown. I mean, the D wanted nothing to do with that one.
Well, they got to protect the rim much better than that.
Yeah, but he came with force there, Kevin.
Oh, you're right. Here's Rose. He's got 20. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Boozer. And the Bulls tack on 2 more. Here is Bibby. It's a 10-point game.
This is clearly the time when you want to take the last shot.
He's covered by Rose. With 4 seconds on the clock, Crawford, no luck. Here comes Rose. Buzzer sounds in a double-digit game as we end the third quarter. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
Yeah, not flashy numbers, but his presence has definitely been felt out there. It's the little things, Kevin. He's getting...
And now let's send it to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin, and you might have guessed. Derrick Rose is our Sprite Spark. He is responsible for creating the majority of this team's offense, and he's done a great job of generating assists here through the first 3 quarters. Can he continue to dish it out in the fourth, guys?
Thank you, Doris. Tremendous first 3 quarters.
Boy, that boy's been on fire. There's just no other way to put it. On fire.
So with Johnson sitting on the bench, here's the group that Larry Drew has on the floor. Maurice Evans is out there with Smith. Then there's Pachulia. Then there's Mike Bibby. No good from Gibson.
Good job hustling here. I mean, making the extra effort. When you're down, you have to do all of the little things, Kevin.
And they do have a slight disadvantage on the boards. Crawford dishes to Smith. Can't hit. Now Chicago takes it the other way. And here's Rose. Here's Gibson. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
He hasn't really done much on the offensive end, but he's worked within the team concept to help them get the lead. He's done some other things other than scoring to help his team get the lead here.
Crawford kicks to Bibby. Great anticipation.
And Kev, that's only his first giveaway for the game.
And Crawford picks him up defensively. Rose passes to Corver. It takes a bad bounce and goes out of bounds. Here's Crawford. Now Bibby. And Rose picks him up defensively. With the wide open look, Bibby with the bucket. Bibby's got his third basket of the night right there. And it's the Bulls with the ball. It's a 10-point game. And here is Gibson over Smith. It stays here. Atlanta making some changes. Al Horford is checked in for Smith. Williams comes in for Maurice Evans. And it's Johnson in for Mike Bibby. Chicago also making some changes. Watson's checked in. Here is Watson. Gibson inside. Over Horford. Shots good by Gibson. And the Bulls lead by 12. And it's the Hawks ball. Crawford with the ball. Here's Johnson. Cuts the score to single digits. He's shooting 33% from downtown.
And he had one in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
To the paint. Deflects the pass. And Gibson kicks it to Noah. 18 feet away. The shot no good. So the Hawks will take it the other way. They've got numbers. And there's Joe Johnson on the assist by Crawford.
Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket.
The Bulls leading by 7. It's Ronnie Brewer on the wing. It stays here. Here is Watson. Noah guarded by Horford. From about 19 feet, Noah's shot is off.
They'll allow him to get that off all day.
From 11 feet away, Horford no luck. Chicago with the ball. They lead by 7. Now Gibson. Here's Johnson. And laying it in as that one falls through.
When he gets it going like this, you've got to double team him. That's your only hope.
Back to Noah. It's dumped off. Watson with it. They need this. Williams pulls it in. Knocked loose. The Hawks trail by 5.
You should leave those long bomb passes alone.
Wasn't careful with his position. Gets nailed with the backcourt violation for the Hawks. Smith comes in for Jaja Pachulia. And Mike Bibby is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Chicago also making some changes. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Gibson. Bang comes in for Ronnie Brewer. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for C.J. Watson.
They pulled themselves back into the game now. They need to ride this momentum.
Rose double teamed. Here's Noah. Outside Rose. Now Smith defending. From the wing. And it's Boozer that time on the assist by Rose.
He's starting to pick up his game in this half.
And here comes Bibby. He's covered by Rose.
He's really done a nice job taking advantage of his opportunities in this half.
The Bulls leading by 3. And it's Horford picking him up. Takes it up. And the basket by Rose.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Guys, well, Larry Drew had some advice for his team over that last break. He told them, keep pushing hard to the end. Just finish out these last few minutes, and we'll be able to come away with the W. Kevin?
Making a switch here, the Bulls. Brewers checked in. And Chicago turns it over. Pass to Dang. Here is Brewer. Rose kicks to Boozer. Over Smith. Smith gets a hand on it. 1:34 left in the game. The 10-footer. Williams can't get it to go. Chicago leading. Screen by Boozer. Rose against Johnson. Rose dishes to Boozer. Boozer missing again. And it's the Hawks with the ball. They've given up just 8. Oh, and the dunk by Smith.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Here's Rose. Bibby covering. Bibby against Rose. Here's Noah. And again, Chicago. No good.
It's not been a day to remember, but if they get the win, I'm sure being the team player that he is, he'll be fine.
Less than 1 minute left. Now Smith defending. Hooked loose. Goes up. Here's Noah. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And the Bulls lead by 5. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're losing by 5. 36 seconds left to the fourth. Clark, what are your thoughts?
They need to get a quick bucket here. If there's more than 24 seconds left afterwards, they can try for a stop. If there's less, they'll have to foul.
Williams' shot is off.
The D served it up on the platter, and he still wasn't able to convert. He's got to be disappointed. It'll be hard to catch up now. They got to score quickly and foul right away.
Noah with it. And there's the intentional foul. Here's Rose. Into Noah. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one.
That's a good call by the referee. There was definitely some contact on the release of the shot.
No good on the first. Sinks the second, and that increases their lead to 6.
Talk about a clutch free throw, Kev. That one just might have sealed the game.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're down by 6. 9 seconds left in the game. Clark, what's your take?
You have to be impressed by their tenacity. Still fighting, but the odds are definitely not in their favor. They need to hit a quick shot here, preferably a 3, and then foul.
Gets the first. That makes it a 7-point lead. 2 for 2, and it's an 8-point ball game. Here is Bibby. From deep 3-point range. Not this time. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Brand Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.